There are two basic ways to record video using the source engine. The first is an image sequence which you convert into a video. The second is making an AVI or AVI recording. We'll cover both of these methods, but let's look at making an image sequence first. The way image recording works on the source engine is that it will export every single frame of your footage as a separate picture file, along with a corresponding WAV audio file. Then you use a video editor to join the files together as an AVI. If you want a maximum quality picture, you really can't beat this method. The only downside to it is that the images are completely uncompressed, so this will take up more hard drive space than any other method. Anyway, let's get started on how to run this. Go and launch episode 1 or any other source game with a demo you want to record. Once you're in the game, you'll want to check your settings in a couple places here. Go and click on Options. The first thing you want to check are your audio settings, so click on this tab here. The main value we care about is the number of speakers. Go ahead and set this to 2 speakers. Even if you have a tricked out surround sound system, the footage isn't going to record properly to anything except stereo, so that's what you're going to be stuck with for your video. I think headphones add some extra processing settings that may not sound good for everyone, so 2 speakers is your best bet. And leave your audio quality on high for the best sound. Now let's go to video. First, go and set the resolution you want to record at. Now you'll notice I'm at 800 by 600 right now, even though all my other video footage up to this point has been at 1024 by 768. This is because I'm going to show you how to edit some of this footage later, and I wanted it to be at a smaller resolution than what I'm recording at. You can set the resolution to whatever you want. As long as you have the hard drive space, you'll be fine. And if you want some widescreen options, there are more down here if you change your aspect ratio. Don't worry about your brightness levels. That will have no impact on your final recorded footage using the source recorder. Now let's go to Advanced. If you're using the source recorder, you want to raise your graphics settings as high as your system will allow. There will be no slowdown in the final picture, so you may as well have it look its best. So we want model detail high, texture detail high, shader detail high. And speaking of shaders, if you don't have this or other options, it just means your video card is a little dated. Just work with what you have. Water detail, reflect all, assuming you have any water in your map. Shadow detail high. Unless you have a foggy scene, then you might want the softer shadows you get from low quality. Color correction, I honestly don't understand. It won't have any impact on this map, so you can pick either setting, but I always wondered why that option was added. The idea is that it fixes the color on some levels to look better, but it seems to me like if the designers wanted their levels to have good color, they would just change the lighting on the original level in the first place. The source engine is perfectly capable of that without additional help. But what do I know? Okay, the next setting is your anti-aliasing mode. This smooths out the pixelated edges of your image. You'll want this as high as possible. Now most people will have video cards that can override this setting in their display properties that can push this even higher than what's listed here. However, that all depends on what video card you have, so I can't show you how to do that. You probably have an NVIDIA or ATI card, but maybe some of you have something exotic like a Matrox or S3 one. So if you have no idea how to change your 3D settings, just use what's offered here. The same goes for filtering mode. This determines how to filter your textures at a distance. Anisotropic filtering looks the sharpest, but again, you'll probably have options for this under your video card settings as well. Wait for vertical sync or V-sync normally makes your image look smoother on your monitor by not rendering the image ahead. However, this makes no difference when it comes to actually recording your footage, so it doesn't matter what you select here. For HDR or high dynamic range, it won't matter for this map, but this really depends on your own preference. For maps that support it, I find HDR to be frustrating when recording because it will change your light exposure settings on the fly, and even then there will be a delayed reaction to all changes. So if you're looking at a sunset and some guy runs across the screen, that's going to change the light values of your whole scene and make it not look as good for a few seconds. If you want the bloom effect that comes with HDR, however, you can still get some of it by selecting the bloom option and it won't change your light values on the fly. Unless it's overwhelming, I haven't found any downside to using that. So I personally don't like using HDR, but it's up to you. Now click OK, then hit Apply, then OK again, and we'll get started on actually recording.